Alrighty, so here we're gonna have a Sable base, which is not something you're gonna come into contact with until like substantially later in the game. But figured it'd be decent to cover how to take down some of these guys. Their weapons will deal significantly heavier damage to you because they're all energy based. What's also tricky with these guys is like their ride stick dudes like this guy here, and some of their other type enemies, like you'll see, are bulkier armored, so your standard attacks aren't really gonna do too much to them. Like, I can knock out these standard guys pretty easily at this point, but like, I'm not doing anything to these guys. So what you want to do is either throw something at them to break their armor, or you can hit them with the electric web to break their armor, and then you can take them down like normal dudes. And this is something I honestly didn't learn until very recently, because I used to just kind of like wail on these guys until they eventually went down, but like it takes a really long time to crack through their armor, so you'll definitely want to like use these tricks to be taking them down quicker. And finishers naturally take down these guys instantly, and like even though they're armored and things, it only takes 1 bar of focus to be able to use finishers on these guys. I'm getting a little stuck here. The jetpack guys are a bit of a pain in the ass. You'll want to stun them either with your standard webbing or your electric webs first, because as you start just trying to air attack them, they'll knock you off, which is just extraordinarily frustrating. So you'll want to web them up a bit first, so that way you can take care of them a bit easier. But see, even their armor will even deflect your standard webbing, so you're gonna want to break through it with either a thrown object or your electric webs.
She said you could take the rest of the day off. I swear!
The Sable fights are honestly the ones that probably go on the longest out of all the different base fights, just because like there's so many different types of dudes that they have for you to fight, and it takes a couple of different tricks to be able to like take down each one. But overall, like once you get the hang of them, and ideally from the tricks I'm kind of giving you here, it'll make taking them down easier. And also you may notice that I'm able to do more than the standard amount of takedowns. But that is because I have unlocked the ability to be able to perform a second takedown right after a first one.
Sable International's got their hands too full to do anything about it, but they don't care if we do.
I was gonna take him down anyway, but this makes it more fun. Thanks.
Bonk. That was an example again of the double dodge in action. I had dodged from a different attack too early, and that guy was about to shoot me. So I hit X to do a second dodge, and I dodged out of the way of the gunfire and avoided taking damage.
Great! More of them! Look, I may consider surrendering if you let me flare the siren on the way to lockup!
The Sable guys are, in general, kind of my least favorite enemies to fight, just because they are, like, they are such like a lengthy enemy type to fight. And it's just time-consuming in a way that's aggravating, given the relative speed of everything else in this game. Oops. There we go.
You guys just won't stop! Tell Silver Sable I said I'm not interested.
Also,
This is really getting stalkerish.
as I said, the Web Blossom's kind of like the best suitability in my opinion. This isn't exactly the best example for it because I'm not like horribly overwhelmed here, but when you are, click your thumbsticks in at the same time and it'll web up everybody like in a general area and at least knock them all back and give you some room to breathe if you're like being overwhelmed. So it's a very useful ability in my opinion. So this guy's my last one here. Boom, done.
Seriously? How else did you think that would end?
For the Sable outpost, you also have to rescue the civilians that they've had locked up there, so it's just one little extra layer. And again, like, you don't necessarily have to like do the outposts and things unless like you want to be 100% completing the game, and like I did. But like these tips will help you with just the regular Sable enemies that you encounter throughout the game, so it's useful regardless. But yeah, so those are kind of my general combat tips and things. So hope all that stuff helps you out.